Do you know what truly keeps most people behind in this life? Do you know what weighs down the spirit and prevents the soul from rising? It is not a lack of ability. It is not a lack of opportunity. It is because they spend their precious time focusing on everything except their own state before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Look around you. We live in a world of constant noise. People are obsessed with the opinions of the creation. They look at the lives of others with eyes of longing. They compare their rizq, their provision, to the journey of someone else. They drown in the noise of the world. They measure their self-worth by filtered snapshots of someone else's dunya. They look at a screen and feel that their life is lacking. They feel that their blessings are small. They waste their spirit worrying about things that were already written for them. They worry about things that are completely out of their control. They worry about the future, forgetting that the future is in the hands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But here is the hard, honest truth that we must face. Your life right now is a direct reflection of where you place your heart. The heart is like a vessel. If you fill it with the noise of the world, there is no room for peace. If you constantly focus on problems, those problems will feel like mountains. If you focus on the whispers of negativity, fear will grow in your chest. If you focus on what you do not have, you will never taste the sweetness of gratitude. That is exactly what will grow in your heart. But in the moment you shift that focus inward, everything changes. In the moment you turn your eyes away from the creation and look at your own soul, the light enters. When you focus on your iman, when you focus on your character, when you focus on your discipline and your daily habits, everything starts to fall into place. Why does this happen? Because true honor, what we call izzah, does not come from people. True success does not come from applause. True peace does not come from owning things. These things come from within. They come from a heart that is connected to its creator. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us clearly in the Quran, verily Allah will not change the condition of a people until they change what is in themselves. Surah Ar-Ra'd, ayat 11. This is a divine law. The change begins in you. It begins in your intentions. It begins in your quiet moments. Think about the people who live extraordinary lives. Think about the people who have a light in their faces. They are not just lucky. Luck is a concept for those who do not understand qadr. These people are not waiting for the perfect condition. They know that perfect conditions do not exist in this dunya. They simply made a firm decision. They decided to focus on the only thing they can control. They focused on their own effort. They focused on their own sincerity. Do you want true confidence? Do you want to feel strong in your identity? Then stop waiting for people to validate you. Stop waiting for someone to tell you that you are good enough. Stop relying on likes, on comments, or the praise of the creation to feel worthy. If you build your worth on people, you will break when they leave. If you build your worth on praise, you will shatter when they criticize. Confidence is not given to you by others. It is built. It is built through integrity. It is built through taqwa. It is built when you honor the trust, the amana that you have with yourself. What does this look like? It is when you make a commitment to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and you keep it. It is when you set an alarm for Fajr and your body wants sleep, but your soul wants prayer. When you fight that battle with your blanket and you stand on your prayer mat, you are building confidence. You are proving to yourself that you are strong. When you want to argue, but you hold your tongue for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. when you lower your gaze, when you choose silence over gossip, every time you do this, you are adding a brick to the foundation of your character. You are proving to yourself that you are capable. You are proving that your will is stronger than your whims, your nafs. This is how spiritual strength is formed. This is how you become unshakable. Do you want success? Do you want to reach the goals that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has placed in your heart? Then stop wasting time looking at everyone else's harvest. Stop looking at the fruits in your neighbor's garden. Stop scrolling through feeds that make you feel small. Stop comparing. Comparison is the thief of joy. It is the thief of gratitude. Stop measuring your chapter 1 against someone else's chapter 20. You do not know their struggles. You do not know what they lost to get there. You do not know their private pain. The only person you need to compete with is the person you were yesterday. Look at the wisdom of the companions. Look at Amr ibn al-Khattab radiyallahu an. He did not look at others to judge them. He looked at himself. He said, call yourselves to account before you are called to account. This is the mindset of a believer. Muhasabat an-nafs, self-reflection. If you make one small improvement today, that is a victory. If you are just 1% better for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala than you were yesterday, you are winning. Imagine where you will be in a year. Imagine where you will be in 10 years. Success in Islam is not always a massive leap. It is not about becoming a millionaire overnight. It is about the small steps. It is about the consistent steps. The Prophet ﷺ told us, the most beloved deeds to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala are those that are consistent, even if they are small. It is the small daily adhkar. It is the consistent smile to your family. It is choosing discipline over comfort. It is choosing progress over perfection. It is knowing that every time you take a step, even if you stumble, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sees your effort. He appreciates your striving. You are moving closer to your potential. Think for a moment. Reflect on your day. How much energy do you waste on things that do not serve your hereafter? How much mental space is taken up by worry, the overthinking, the self-doubt, the fear of judgment, the replays of old conversations in your head? What if you stopped? What if you made a covenant with yourself today? A promise for the next 30 days. A covenant to focus only on your own growth. A covenant to guard your heart. What if you woke up every morning with a new intention? Instead of checking your phone, you check your heart. You ask yourself, how can